Hey everyone, today we're going to be doing something a little different. Somebody pointed out to me in the comment section that I could do a lot of Let's Build videos on the Rahkshi, and I thought that was actually a pretty good idea since I just got all 6 of them, and none of them have really been parted out, so I could actually do a build video of all of them, and I'll go ahead and review them while I'm at it. And I don't know the set number on this guy, and I believe his name is Vorahk, or Vorahk, however you choose to pronounce it. But, unfortunately, he's my least favorite one. I started out with him for a reason. He's my least favorite one for his weapons, and his head isn't near as shiny as the other ones, which is kind of an odd complaint, but they're all the exact same build minus the weapon and the color. So it basically just comes down to the weapon and the color. I don't have instructions, but I remember what he looks like, and I believe I can build him from memory. But if a few pieces are missing here and there, you can call my producers and fuss at them because I don't have the instructions. And I don't really need the instructions because this is a super simple, straightforward guy. And I think there might be one piece missing, but I don't have it. And if I ever find it or ever get a new one, I'll definitely make a separate video showing the piece. So I'm just going to go ahead and start off with the body, and I'll hopefully do this in the right order. So these should be all the pieces that I need. And I don't know exactly... No, I know how he goes now. It just takes me 1 second to remember. I really like all the Rahkshi. I think they're a pretty good addition to Bionicle. I didn't get into Bionicle until about a year ago. It took me a while to really discover it. When I was young, I used to think Hero Factory was better. But now that I'm older and I kind of understand how the systems both work in their entirety, I think Bionicle has a lot better of part selection. So this is the first assembly that you're going to put together if you're building at home, which you're probably not. But it's basically just this super weird Technic piece. You put a gear in it, then you put this assembly right through it and it should spin. Then you put one of those little axle pieces in there and put it in that hole. It should just spin pretty nicely. Then you just get this little black Technic and you put it right there. And then this piece, this is a super odd piece, but I think it can be used for some really cool things in the future. You put it right here, this little tan piece. Well, if I can put it there, I will. Then you just put that piece right there. Put the black Technic through. And then this piece is locked on, and this piece is locked in too. So that works pretty well. And then we're going to take this super weird piece, and then we're going to put it here. Then we're going to put another black Technic right through there. So now this should just kind of, well, don't do that. This should just kind of swing freely. And then you get this piece. And I believe there's some sort of weird piece that goes right here that I've seen some other Bionicle builds. I don't know what it is, but it's kind of just a little white piece that should go right there inside the spine. I don't know what it is, and I don't know what it's called, so I'm being very vague. So nobody that's watching could even guess what I'm talking about. But I've seen it on another Rahkshi build video, and I don't know what it is. But it just goes right here. I think it's like their brain or something. I don't know. I'm just putting it together. And I'm not a collector, so I don't need all of the pieces, because it's not even seen anyway. And so then you put this little transparent orange piece on there, and then you put the black head on. And so you're starting to see what it looks like. I like the arm function, kind of. Like, it's good for a toy, but not really if you're going to want to play with it. I mean, I guess that could be helpful in play, but it seems like it would just get annoying, the arms flopping around. I don't know. if I ever mod this guy, I'll definitely fix it in place. It'd be super easy, too, with how customizable this piece is right here. Next, to actually finish the legs, or not the legs, the body, we're going to put this here, then this through. Okay, there we go. Finally, I did something functional for once. And then we're going to put this on the end of that. And there's the legs. It's kind of weird how it connects. It's kind of different. It's just to make a cool use for a leg piece. This is a really good use of pieces right here. You put this right here to start off the leg. And then you put this piece in right here. First try, there we go. That worked perfectly. Then you put this little black Technic through there. And then you do the same thing with this piece that I almost forgot to get before I started the video. And then hopefully this time, this little piece will go in. There we go. That time worked slightly better than last time. So this is kind of weird because the thighs can only go like up and a little bit to the side, which most of the time you're going to want them to have pretty good articulation, which I really like how the thighs look. This is a really cool piece, and I'm glad it's included, but for play, they don't move the best. Then just a super simple shin. It's just all one piece, and it looks pretty good. Oh, wow. You might not notice this on camera, but this is a newer shin piece than this one. I don't know why, but this gray is a lot kind of darker than this one, where it has a more brownish tint, which I honestly don't really know why. I guess it might have been the older plastic that they used, or maybe they switched to a different color slightly. It's just kind of weird. Some of the older gray pieces will be a different color. That's a little bit odd. I'll replace that in a second when he's fully finished. And now we're going to finish the legs just by making the feet. They're super simple. Just put these two little pieces together. I like this foot. I've never had one before. And I guess I should go ahead and replace this leg before I put the foot on. There we go. And now they'll be matching colors again. So now he can actually stand. He's pretty tall. I'd say he's probably 6 inches right now, maybe 7 at the top of the spine. And he looks pretty good so far. I wish his arms didn't wobble, though. He looks pretty good minus the arm wobbling. Now I'm going to finish off the legs. Here's how the feet go together. You literally just put this black piece right through that Technic and then clip it onto the foot. It's super simple. And then to complete the body, you just make this little assembly, this weird little tiny arm piece, and connect it to this. Then you slide it right through and push the black Technic up, and then it's fully secured. And just do that to the other side the same way, and then that part's done. Now what you do is you just take these two pieces and put them... Oh man, that was a good one. Very sturdy. Sometimes these pieces are super loose, and sometimes they are very tight, which these two that I just made his hands be are pretty tight. Then what you do is you take this little bar piece and you get it like that, and you put it over. Okay, the arm spinning is really not making this easy. Okay, there we go. It kind of works. Yeah, there we go. That's a better position. And then you take my least favorite spearhead from this wave, you put it on each side. And now he's done and ready to review. So here he is, fully completed. That took, what, like maybe 7 minutes? It's a super short build, and it turns out to be a pretty cool guy. I think that's pretty good. I wish I would have been older back in the day when he came out, so I could have gotten him back at the store, because they're a lot more expensive nowadays rather than back in the day, which I believe he was $7.99, which that's really good to get all these pieces brand new back in the day. I mean, nowadays I bet you could get him brand new for probably $60, which that's actually not very good. You better just get him used at that point. His arm function is kind of interesting. I guess it's kind of good for play in that his arms are kind of fixed in one position since he has the little bar there, but you could just take that off. And the pieces I used to connect his legs, they were pretty loose. I should have probably replaced them. So I hope he doesn't fall down super easily. It's a good thing he's not a very heavy guy. I like his legs a lot. They're very long. His body's kind of condensed. It kind of looks like he's hunched over, which is kind of cool. I do like his head. I like all of the Rahkshi heads. And they even have some in silver and dark blue. And I think they might have them in another color, but I can't remember what color it is. But I like how they use Rahkshi heads not only for Rahkshis. I think that Rahkshi heads were the Bionicle designers' favorite head, or at least one of their favorite heads. And back here, the spine, it still comes off, which I believe there is supposed to be something back there. I'm thinking about researching it to see if I can find anything about it. But I don't know whether or not I'm right on that matter, but I don't know. I'll find out. If I do find anything out, I'll tell y'all. Or if you know exactly what it's used for, that space behind or under the spine, then tell me in the comments, because I definitely need to know. I guess the arm function is kind of cool. It is good for play, but being a model or a display model, I guess it wouldn't really matter because you wouldn't be picking it up every second. But I guess for older people who buy it, they would probably rather the function not be in there. But you can very easily mod it, I can already tell. You could just put a bar there, run it all the way down through here, and then connect it somehow. It would be pretty straightforward. I might make a video on how to do it sometime. Now, I believe there is a mod for the spine, too, to make it not do this, which I might try to see if I can do that myself, too. Maybe I can try to mod it and figure it out. But hopefully I won't have to cut any pieces. If I would have to cut pieces, I won't do it, because I kind of like keeping the pieces how they are so I can reuse them later. I don't like to cut them and paint them. Well, thanks for watching this build video, and I hope you'll come back to check out the other build videos, as I hopefully get them out in the next month or so. I'll try to build all of these guys pretty soon.